Well, kind of a cold and rainy day here on Good Ship Mo. What you're looking at is our vista as I'm shooting this video. Winds are about 20, I'm sorry, not 20, winds are about 10 knots out of the north. So enough to make good speed, but a not very exciting day outside today in the Southern Ocean. Hello everyone, welcome to day 81 of the Figure 8 voyage. Or, if you're counting from Ushuaia, day 21. We've had a pretty good 24-hour run. Winds were southwest for most of the last 24 hours, which means that I've been able to run the twins out, and we've made pretty good time. Only this morning after I got up, wind started to clock into the north, and I've had to take down the twins, and right now we're running on the main working jib and a full main. But we've made pretty good time. I just want to show you on the log here what it all looks like. So this is the log that I keep every couple of hours. Our location, kind of the constituents of the day, sail, and then our log. And you can see over the last 24 hours, we've done pretty well. We've done 160 nautical miles over the ground. Not our best day at all, but a pretty good day. But the real news is that it's the first day in a while that we've had a really good day of longitudinal run. So we did 3.5 degrees of longitude from noon to noon, which gives us 145 miles of longitude made good. Now, that's important because the circumnavigation of the Southern Ocean is all east, right? I'm only going in one direction. It's all easterly. So the most efficient way to get from one end to the other is to have a really efficient longitudinal run. So that's why I'm tracking what I'm calling longitude made good. So 145 miles of longitude made good. Pretty good day. But you'll notice 145 and 160 are not the same. We lost about 9% of our miles. And that's because we don't go in a straight line, even when I want to. So this is the chart plotter. There we are. And you can see our blue track over just the last few hours is up and down and sideways and following the wind. And here's where I made the sail changes. And just in the overnight, this is like overnight up and to the left here, we started to pick up the north wind and we're tracking down. So that's why we aren't producing the same number of miles over the ground as through longitude. But a good day. The goal is, as I said, we did 3.5 here. The goal is about 3.6 to get us back to Cape Horn in time. So the other piece of news for today is that we passed through 0 degrees east or west longitude, depending on how you'd like to look at it, which I think is really interesting, if only because it gives me a chance to look at a different part of the chart. So here's a large chart I have of the Antarctic region, but for me, the Southern Ocean. And here is Cape Horn, where we started. We passed north of Burdock Bank here, south of the Falklands, up to about 47 degrees south, that I've been tracking in generally this quadrant ever since, and have been on this sheet now since the 12th of January. This is 0 degrees here, which means I get to flip the chart. So 0 degrees is known as the prime meridian. It is that line that passes, that red piece of tape that passes through the center of the Royal Observatory in London, actually in Greenwich, where my wife was born. Happy birthday, my lovely wife. And I am really excited to look at this part of the chart for one, because we get to pass under Cape Good Hope. That's longitude 18 east. That'll be probably 5 or 6 days from now. And we get to these really interesting parts of the chart here, this collection of islands. So here we have Prince Edward Islands, Île Crozet, and Île Kerguelen here. These, I don't think I'll pass close enough to actually have a look, but I'd love to. So we've got what? This set is at 46.5 south. Here we are, 46.25 south, and 48.5 south. And just out of our way, unfortunately. But these islands, some of which are so difficult, one of them is even called inaccessible. These are where these birds that I've been showing you on video now for the last month or so, this is where many of them roost in the wildest of wild places I can possibly imagine. So these are probably at least 2 weeks away. Kerguelen probably a month. This is where actually Tillman came down to do mountain climbing back in the middle 70s. So I'm excited I get to look at a different part of the chart, probably for at least a month. before we transition to the next quadrant. But that should be a lot of fun. So that's my report for today. We're making progress. Still have about 11,000 miles of easting to make before we get back to Cape Horn. Actually, a little bit more like 12. But we're making progress. One day, and then the next. And that's how we make our course through the ocean. Thanks for following along. Take care.